Okay, let me introduce myself, then I'll sit down here and go through the slides. My name is Dan Vartivarian. I'm a process engineer. I'm working on the NZRC project. Next week I shall join the Chevron project, the bundling project. My background is mostly refining. I've worked for half of my career with UOP, a licensed sort of technology, and the other half with Parsons type of companies, Worley Parsons type of companies. And what I want to talk to you today is the crude distillation, which is the subject of this week. But also I will cover that, in fact, I will cover the atmospheric and the vacuum distillation. And then tomorrow, and I'll run out of material, but I have something to talk about fractionation. For you, it will be next week if you show up, and probably will be presented by Helmi, the last one. And then I will be giving a presentation on oil sand upgrading, which in a way has nothing to do with crude distillation, but on the other hand, the front part of it involves crude and atmospheric and vacuum distillation, and it covers an extension of crude processing. So today I have three sections to my talk. The first section is introduction, and the second section is feedstock and product specifications, and the third section is the main topic, which is on atmospheric and vacuum distillation column. Okay, this is the introduction section. By the way, this is in the iDrive, the presentations, where you probably found other presentations. And the introduction section, the first two sections I'll try to go over them rather fast because, as you see, it's general, but you can take your time and look at it when you get a printout. This one shows the U.S. consumption over the years in terms of energy. And petroleum is the lead along other sources of energy like coal, natural gas, and so on. This slide shows the U.S. dependence on foreign oil. The oil reserve of the world, Saudi Arabia has 21%, and let me see if I could make this one bigger. Canada has the next biggest reserve. However, the Canadian reserve are so-called extra heavy oil, which I will cover in the next subject, actually, how to upgrade it, how to process it. So as you see, Canada could become very important. The problem, of course, with the Canadian oil, it's an oil sand, so therefore it was mined originally, then you have to separate it from the sand. Now there is a new technique that's called steam-assisted gravity draining, whereas steam is piped into the ground with holes in the pipe. It heats up the oil in situ, and therefore the oil becomes hot and melts, so to speak, because and it falls down. And there's another pipe underneath it that has also holes in it, and the oil gets sucked out to the ground from the second pipe. Steam-assisted gravity drainage. That's the better way of doing it. But some of the pictures or films you have seen, they have trucks to mine out the sand and so on. Anyway, then Iran and Iraq have about 10% each, 9 and 10. However, if you look at the rate of use, the U.S. uses 25%. of the world's consumption. And Japan and China tie for 7% each. And then there's those other countries.
If you hit the bottom left that display button, you'll see the full screen.
This here?
Left to left, yeah.
This?
Yeah. Then you just click on it.
And then click on the thing. Okay. This one shows the U.S. refining capacity in million barrels per day of crude throughput. That's how refining capacity is expressed. The company is Valero, has the largest, over 2 million. ConocoPhillips has 2 million, and so on. Oh, okay, thanks. Okay. As you see, a lot of them are dual names because a lot of the companies merge, and that's how they become bigger. These capacities are, for example, Valero has several refineries, and this is the total. So if they have 5 refineries, I don't know how many they have, then that will be the sum of those barrels per day that they process and so on. It's not a single refinery. And this data is 2006, not that old. Okay, this tree is the interesting part about it. It was in 1943, I believe. It shows how many products are made from petroleum. There's 2,000 individual products. I'm not gonna, so as you see, it's a lot. But if you look at this is 1943, a long time ago, right? Now, if you look at this one here, which is even busier, it tells you how many products there are. So there's a lot of products that are made from petroleum. But in our case, mostly we concentrate on gasoline type of refinery. And according to this graph, the ratio of gasoline to distillate is like 2:1. This is the gasoline, and this is the fuel oil, or this diesel type range. So half of the crude goes into making gasoline. Half of the crude oil, that's okay. How much do refiner gets for gasoline? Let's see. This one here, this was, let's see if they say the date on it. It was, I'm not sure if I can read the date. But anyway, out of, say, $2, if it sells at $2.23 per gallon, now it's getting close to $3, right? Taxes form about 20% of that. Distribution about 8%. Refining is 15%. And the price of crude oil is 57%. So the refining cost is relatively small. So the refinery gets 161. Okay. How do refiners make money? High crude oil prices or low crude oil prices? I guess the answer it depends. The difference between the sale price of the product and purchase price of the crude oil and the operating cost. Okay. This chart shows 3 different ways of answering that question. It's called crack spread. Effectively, it means how much upgrading you make on the crude. There are 3 standard ways of doing it. The 5-3-2 rules. That means you take 5 times the price of a barrel of crude, and you take the gasoline plus 3 times the gasoline price, how much it sells for, 2 times the price of heating oil, the number 2. These are the 2 main products, right? And you subtract the gasoline, and you find that cracking spread. Okay, this is one way, another way. So these are all slightly different ways of trying to answer that question. The rule of thumb, according to this source, The refinery is strongly profitable if it makes more than $4 per barrel. In other words, if you take this number plus this minus this, if it's more than 4, then they are doing good. If it's less than 3, they are losing money. And this example here shows 3 ways. This was taken from CNN Financial, the numbers in 2005. These are the 3 ways of calculating the spread. And the price, the 3 different ways give you similar numbers. Okay? We will focus on the 3-2-1 spread, on this way. Okay. This chart shows the gasoline and distillate price historic number. You could see it in more detail. This is more interesting, okay? This one tells you, if you use that 3-2-1 crack spread, as we said, if it's more than $4, which is the top dash line, it's strongly profitable. If it's less than $3, it's not profitable to refine. Over the last 20 years or so, from 1986 to 2006, I believe here, it's been not very profitable, right? It was fluctuating. But now with the price of gasoline so high, even though the price of crude is high also, right? As you see, they are making good money. So refiners are making good money now because we are off the chart here, so to speak.